Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to step into the second part of the video tutorial on the questions and answers of past papers related to the practices and functions principles of management. Here, the first question is explain the nature of management using definitions. So this is one kind of area we must read because these questions are continuously coming. So here management, there are a lot of definitions, and we talk in last episode also that there is no any universally accepted definition for the management, but we can define management is the attainment of organizational goals in effective and efficient manner through planning, organizing, leading, and controlling organizational resources. Here we discussed there are three main keywords: organizational goals, effective and efficient manner, planning, organizing, leading, and controlling organizational resources. So what is the planning, organizing, leading, and controlling? They are management functions, right? So the nature of management refers to the fundamental characteristics and principles that define the discipline and practices of the management. It encompasses the core concept, roles, functions, and responsibilities involved in managing organizations and their resources to achieve specific goals. So you can write in descriptive manner in these concepts, right? The nature of management refers to the fundamental characteristics and principles that define the discipline and practices of the management. And it encompasses the core concept, roles, functions, and responsibilities involved in managing organizations and their resources to achieve specific goals. Here you can even describe the planning, organizing, leading, and controlling according to the nature of the management. Okay, so the next question is distinguish between efficiency and effectiveness using management process model, right? Before that, we need to discuss about what is efficiency and what is effectiveness. This part also must read point, because this efficiency and effectiveness we can see in most of the papers, right? So what is the efficiency? It's getting work done with a minimum effort, expense, or waste, right? So it's always deal with the resources. So here we can say wisely and cost effectively managing of the organizational resources. That is the efficiency. So effectiveness means accomplish tasks that help fulfill organizational objectives, make the right decision, and successfully carry them out to accomplish the organizational goals. So here efficiency deal with the resources and effectiveness is deal with the objectives. Okay, so with that knowledge we will move into the model, management process model. Here you can see input, process, and the output. So that is the management process model. No? Management is the input, and we are doing the process, and finally we take the outcome or output. So here input, what are the inputs? They are resources, isn't it? And then resources, then in the process mean what? Management functions. We have to plan the resources, we have to organize them, and then we have to lead, and finally we have to control to achieve the organizational objectives. So that is the process, management functions. So then finally output mean the objectives, why we are managing these resources to achieve the organizational objectives. So that is the outcome. In here you can see resources always deal with efficiency. Okay, use resources efficiently in the input. If not, what will happen? If the weight and the expenses is too much, our output will be less. Therefore, we have to plan, we have to use resources efficiently with less cost and the less waste and the less expensive. Okay, so then in the process, we can see planning, organizing, leading, and controlling as a process. So, outcome is what? It is effectiveness, because effectiveness is dealing with always accomplished tasks that help fulfill organizational objectives, achieving objectives. So, that is the output. I hope this is clear. This is not a big complicated thing. This is easy to keep in your mind. Input always deal with the resources, and resources deal with the efficiency. Process, management functions, planning, organizing, leading, and the controlling. Once it comes to the output, it's the organizational objectives. So organizational objectives can be measured by the effectiveness. Okay, right. Let's move into the next question. Question number 2, part 1. Managerial roles and the skills. In last part also we discussed who is the manager. Right? Here we are not going to discuss that. Here we are going to explain the managerial roles and the skills. In managerial roles, we can identify mainly 3 categories: interpersonal roles, informational roles, and the decisional roles. Interpersonal roles mean what? Interpersonal roles also can be categorized as a figurehead, leader, and the liaison. So, what do you mean by the figurehead? Sometimes managers act as a symbolic representatives of the organization and perform ceremonial duties. Figurehead, he's the head. So he has to act as a symbolic representative of the organization and perform ceremonial duties. That is interpersonal role. And the leader, managers guide and motivate their subordinates, establish relationships, and provide support. So he has to act as a leader. Then liaison. Managers interact with individuals and groups, both within and outside of the organization, to gather information and build network. That is called liaison. So interpersonal role is consist with these 3 points: figurehead, leader, and the liaison. Then informational roles. Here also we can identify 3 categories: monitor, disseminator, and the spokesperson. What do you mean by the monitor? Managers seek and gather information to stay away of internal and external developments. Managers seek and gather informations to stay away of internal and external developments. Right? Then disseminator. Managers share information with their subordinates and others in the organization, because we can see the hierarchy of the leadership: top level managers, then the middle level managers, then the frontline managers. So when we come to the middle level managers, once they receive the information or any orders or any directives from the top level managers, they have to pass the informations to the frontline managers. Once it comes to the frontline managers, once they have received the directives from the middle level managers, they have to pass it to the employees. So disseminator role they have to play. Then spokesperson. So managers represent and communicate information on behalf of the organization to the external party. We can see that in our telegram, in the TV, isn't it? There are a lot of people, they are representing some kind of company, and they are giving some speeches to the television. So spokesperson. So this is coming under the informational roles: monitor, disseminator, and the spokesperson. And the decisional roles. Anyway, manager has to take a decision even from the middle frontline managers. Sometime within their responsibility, within their power, they have to take decisions. So entrepreneur, that means managers initiate and oversee new projects and innovations within the organization. Isn't it? Managers initiate and oversee new projects and innovations within the organization. It's clear. Disturbance handler. So managers address and resolve conflict and the problem that arise within the organizations. Once it comes to the human resources managers, they have to settle the conflict arised related to the human resources. Isn't it? So then resources allocator. That means managers allocate resources such as budgets, personnel and equipment to different projects and the tasks. Once the top level managers design the company objectives, according to the objectives, to achieve the objectives, we have to allocate the resources. For example, in the here also in the last question also we discussed in the management process model, input, resources, isn't it? So managers has to allocate resources efficiently to achieve the company objective, right? And negotiator, managers negotiate with individuals or groups both inside and outside the organization to reach agreements and make decisions. It's clear, right? So decisional role, there are four types: entrepreneur, disturbance handler, resource allocator and a negotiator, right? I hope these managerial roles are clear to you now. Right, then let's move into the managerial skills. Here also we can see basically three types of the skills: technical, human skills and the conceptual skills. So technical skills is involved the ability to apply specialized knowledge and expertise in a specific area or field. Technical managers needs technical skills to understand and perform the tasks related to their industry or domain. There are a lot of when we come to the frontline managers, there are a lot of sections, isn't it? For example, if you take the Sunmatch company, there are three sections: dipping, and then making of the sticks of the fire sticks, right, and the wax section. So there are a lot of technical parts involved, machines and the new technology, right, and the computer science, such kind of things. So manager always need to specialize in these areas. If not, they may not be able to correctly and efficiently handle the resources. Okay, so then human skills. So we can, human skills are known as interpersonal skills or people skills, involve the ability to work efficiently with others, build relationships and well communicate well. Managers with strong human skills can understand and empathize with employees, resolve conflict and create a positive work environment. So this is, I hope you have all heard about the emotional intelligence. It's a new concept. So always the manager should be equipped with this emotional intelligence. So they have to identify the perceptions of the employee, isn't it? Okay. So then conceptual skills. Conceptual skills is involve the ability to think strategically, analyze complex situation and make decisions that align with the organizational goals. Managers with strong conceptual skills can understand the broader picture, anticipate changes and develop effective strategies. So here we have identified the threats in SWOT analysis, isn't it? And the opportunities as well, strength and the weaknesses. So always the manager should have a logical thinking capacity to identify the threats and they grab the opportunities to maximum utilizations of the strength to overcome the weakness of the organization, right? So this is the conceptual skills. So now we can summarize In the managerial roles, interpersonal, informational, and the decisional roles, skills, technical, human, and the conceptual skills. I hope this question is clear to you. Right. Next, move into the next question. So, that is the second part of the second question. We can see there are 4 factors of managerial decision environment. This one also one of the must read point, because this question also we can see it was appeared in the question paper several times, right? So these are the 4 factors: decision making conditions, nature of the opportunity or problem, decision type, and the responsible management levels, right? So here in the decision making conditions, first one is the certainty. I hope you have heard about the VUCA concept: volatile, then uncertain, then conflicting, and ambiguity. This is also some kind of like that. Okay, first one is certainty. What do you mean by certainty? Here, all the information relevant to the opportunity or problem fully available. Therefore, taking decisions is very easy and outcome also well known for everybody. Clear? Certain. Opportunity of the problem is fully available. Information is available. We know what is the outcome as well. Here, certainly. Right? Then, risk. Risk situation is the environment moved from certain conditions toward the uncertain conditions. So, under the risk, information on the decisions is available. Right? So, that means there are some information, right? But the accuracy or relevancy of the information, there's a doubt. So, there is some risk. Okay? Future outcomes also not that clear or subjected to change. We know outcome, but it can be changed. Clear? So there is a risk of taking that decision. Right. The second one is uncertainty. So what do you mean by that? This is the situation more towards the uncertain from the certainty. Decision goals are known to managers under uncertainty also. Decisions goals are well known to managers, but there is uncertainty, right? But they are not fully aware of the possible alternatives. In every decisions, there should be some alternative, isn't it? Contingency plans. In here, the managers, they know the outcome, they know how to do it, but they don't have the possible alternatives. At least they don't know the probability of outcome. It can be achieved, or it can be, there's a possibility of not achieving also. And information also incomplete. Okay, right. The next one is ambiguity. So this is the situation more and more uncertain. Here the decision goal, problem or opportunity is not clear. Decision goals is not clear, problem is not clear, and the opportunity is not clear. Alternatives are difficult to understand, information is limited. Managers have to take decision based on their belief on the nature using pessimistic approach. Right? So now, okay, let's talk about this managerial decision consent again. Certainly mean decision goals are clear, they have informations. Okay, they have possible alternatives also. Right? Then risk. Information on the decisions is available, but future outcomes are not clear. It can be changed. Okay? Information on the decision is available, but future outcomes are not clear in the risk situation. Uncertainty. Decision goals are known to managers, but uncertain. They are not fully aware about the possible alternatives. Okay? And information is incomplete. Ambiguity. Even decision goal, problem or opportunity is not clear. Alternatives are difficult to understand. Information is difficult. Managers have to take decisions based on their belief and the nature using pessimistic approach. They have to use their common sense without based on the information. I hope this decision making conditions are clear to you now, right? Then the second one is nature of opportunity or problem. Here we can see the two types. The first one is the well structured and the second one is unstructured. So well structured problems are clearly defined, routine and repetitive, right? So there are some problems arised, but they are clearly defined, okay? And routine and repetitive. For example, in Sunmatch Corporation, right? In defense section, because they are dealing with the gunpowder, there may be a possibility of rising of fire. Okay, but there are lay down specific standard operative procedures SOPs. So once the fire occurred, they know what they have to do, right? Because it's repetitive and routine. Okay, so then the decision making conditions are more towards the certainty. Managers find more and more well structured problems or opportunities. Clear? In certainly we discussed goal is clear, information is available, and outcome is clear, and the possible alternatives also available. But on the other hand, some problems or opportunities are unique, unpredicted, and ambiguous, and these are not routine matters but novel matters. So when the decision making conditions are more towards uncertainty or ambiguity, the problems are more towards unstructured. Okay, so these are the two types of nature of the opportunity or the problem: structured, well structured, and unstructured. I hope this is clear to you now, right? So next one is decision type. There are two types of decisions: programmed and non-programmed decision. Programmed decision is when the decision making conditions are more towards the certainty and decision problems are well structured. Programmed decisions, keywords: certainty and decision problems are well structured. Certainty and well structured. The decision taken by managers are programmed decisions. These are programmed decisions. I hope this is clear. These two keywords, keep this thing in your mind. Decision making conditions are more towards certainty and decision problems are well structured. These are the two keywords. Decision making conditions are more towards certainty and decision problems are well structured. That is programmed decisions. So non-programmed decisions, when the decision making conditions are more towards uncertain, no ambiguity. Decision problem are not well structured. Clear the difference between the programmed and unprogrammed decisions? In programmed decision making conditions are more towards the certain, but here non-programmed decision, it's more towards the uncertain, no ambiguity. In non-programmed decision problems are well structured. In non-programmed decision programs are not well structured. So managers have to take non-programmed decisions. Clear? Right. Then the next one, responsible management level or the decisions. I think this is clear to you: frontline, middle management, and the top management. I hope you are clear with the four factors of managerial decision environment now: decision making conditions, nature of opportunity or problem, decision type, responsible management level. Right. Okay, let's move into the next one. 9 components of the mission statement. Okay, so what is mission statement? It is the statement where we are going, what it's mentioned about what is our business, who is our customers, and what is our value to them. So these three parts should be included in the mission statement. What is our business, who is our customer, and what is our value to them. Okay, so there are 9 components of the mission statement. This part is, you have to keep this thing in your mind, right? So it includes the customers, product services, markets, technology, survival growth profit, philosophy, self-confined concept, public image, and employees. So these are not that much difficult to remember because these things are factors that are affected to the any organization: customers, services, market, technology, philosophy, public image, employees. So these things are very easy to keep in your mind, right? Okay, right. Next one, we'll move into this cooperative strategy and the business level strategies, right? So this is coming under planning. So there are several types of the corporate level strategies. I am not going to talk about all the corporate level strategies here, right? So you can see the vertical integration strategies, and then the vertical, right? Then the incentive strategies, right? And then diversificational strategies, okay? And then defensive strategies. So there are a lot of kind of strategies, okay? So basically there are, we can see the four types: vertical integrational strategies, then incentive, right, diversification, and the defensive, okay? So let's move into the first one, vertical integration strategies. So here there are three types of strategies: forward, backward, and the horizontal. So what is forward integration? Gaining ownership or increased control over the distributors or the retailers. Forward integration, okay? Gaining ownership or increased control over distributors or the retailers. So we can company can get the ownership of the retailers and the distributors. That is forward integration, okay? Then backward integration, seeking of ownership or increased control of a firm's suppliers, okay? So in forward integration, try to think logically and try to put these points to your mind. In forward integration, we are going to expand our business by increasing control over distributors or the retailers, okay? We can take the ownership of the retailers and the distributors. In backward integration, we can take the ownership for increased control of the firm's suppliers. Clear? Then horizontal mean seeking ownership or increased control over the competitors. I hope this is clear. Forward, getting ownership of the distributors or the retailers. Backward, firm suppliers. Horizontal, competitors. Right? Okay. Try to put this into your mind. Vertical integration strategy. Forward, backward, horizontal. Right. And then intensive strategies: market penetration, market development, and the market product development. Market penetration, market development, and the product development. Right. Market penetration is what? Seeking increased market share for present products or services in present markets through greater marketing effects. Seeking increased market share. We are trying to increase our market share. That is market penetration. Okay. Market development is introducing present products for the service into new geographic area. Market penetration means, in simple word, what? We are trying to promote our market, our products in our local market. Market penetration. We want to dive into our market, right? So we are doing promotions. Market development is we are trying to introduce in the present products or service into new geographic area. For example, if you just think about the one of the company, right? So just think this company is manufacturing some kind of caffeine, okay? Not caffeine mean energy drink, right? So in market penetration, they are trying to promote their market in the Sri Lanka, right? But in the market development, so they are trying to introduce this product in India or some other country. Market development. Product development is seeking increased sales by improving present products or service or developing new one. So here product development is we are going to add values to our same products. Or for example, if you are if you are selling tea, so you are putting some flavor, that means cinnamon or something, right, and add some value to them, right? Okay, so this is or developing new one. So this is product development. I hope this is clear. Market penetration, market development, and the product development. So these are some kind of incentive strategies, right? And there are some other types of strategies: diversification, related diversification, unrelated diversification, and then retrenchment, then defensive strategies also. I think this is enough for your answer now regarding the corporate level strategies. First we have to tell about there are a lot of there are few strategies in corporate level. So corporate level strategies are overarching strategies that guide the entire organization and determine how it will achieve its goal and objectives. So these corporate level strategies are developed by the top level managers, right? Okay, right. So once it comes to the business level strategy, there is the next question here. No, same question, right? So business level strategies are strategic that focus on how a specific business unit or division within an organization competes in a particular market or the industry. These strategies are developed to gain a competitive advantage and create value for the customers. Right. Once the top level managers taken the corporate level strategies, then normally these business level strategies are formulated by the middle level managers. So according to the corporate level strategies, based on the corporate level strategies by top level managers, then the middle level managers, they are formulating this business level strategies. I hope this is clear, right? So you can see a model. There are a lot of models you can see in the business level strategies. This Ansoff's product market expansion grid is one kind of model to describe the business level strategy, right? So here you can see X16 products and the new products are in the x-axis, and the existing markets and the new markets are in the y-axis. So you can see X16 product, X16 market penetration. It's clear now. I told you now, because we are going in here market penetration, we are going to expand our businesses in the local market. So we are doing some promotions and we are going to penetrate into our market. X16 products, X16 market, right? Then product development, existing market but new product. Okay, I told you now. For example, if you are producing tea, so we are adding values to the tea. So this is new product. Okay, we are producing green tea with the cinnamon, but existing market, right? So market development is existing product but new market. So we are expanding our business to another country or another region of the country. So that is market development. And diversification is new product and the new market. I hope these business level strategies are clear to you now. Okay. Let's move into the question 4. Distinguish between formal and informal organization. I'm not going to talk this point on much because this is very easy to understand, self-explanative, right? Informal organization, there are some kind of points you can see in the slides. It is planned and structured based on the duties and procedures. But informal organization, it is not structured but an outcome of the social relation. More emphasis on work specialization than skill talent of the individual. But in informal organization, people are motivated and influenced by status, friendship, then reconciliation of desire, sentiments, and social customers. Motivating force in economic incentive in the form of promotion increment, but here motivating force is social and personal needs. So there are some points you can read by yourself for this question, right? So you can read by it by yourself. Right, okay. Let's move to the part 2 of the question number 4. That is explain the barriers of delegation. So in here, when it's come to the delegation, what do you mean by the delegation? It's normally substitute your powers to the subordinate, but it should be controlled but it should be according to your strategic objective, right? So but there are some barriers for this delegation of powers to subordinate. So in here we can see there are two types of barriers, right? Part of manager and part of subordinator, right? Let's move into the part of manager. Unwillingness of the manager to delegate authority, right? Because some managers, they are not willing to delegate the authority to their subordinates, right? That is their habits, okay, attitudes. So fear of competition, right? Because sometimes they may think if I delegate my powers to my subordinate, so they will perform better than me. Okay, some kind of attitudes, some kind of fear is here, there, right? Then lack of confidence in the subordinate. This is one of the major barrier in this sector now, because the superiors, they don't have any trust and the confidence about their subordinates. So they are not willing to delegate their powers. Okay, and the lack of ability to direct of the managers, then absence of controls that warn of coming troubles, right? They don't know how to, once they delegate the power, if the problem arises, they don't know how to mitigate them, right? Conservative and cautious, then the temperament of the manager and desire to dominate subordinates. Some managers, there are two types of managers now, leaders and the boss. Somebody, they don't want to become a leaders, they want to become a boss, right? So therefore they don't like to they don't like to dominate, delegate their powers, but they want to desire to dominate the subordinate. They want to dominate the subordinate. They wants to keep the power with them. Okay, right. Then what's in come to the part of subordinator? Too much dependence on the manager for the decisions. Okay, because some subordinators, they don't like to take the risk by taking decisions, so they are always try to depend on the manager's decisions. Then free of criticism. Okay, in any company, the people who are doing work, they are taking criticism. If you are not doing anything, you will not take any criticism, isn't it? Right. Lack of information. Sometimes the managers, they are delegating powers, but they are not giving any information that will facilitate them to take decisions. To take decisions, information is required, isn't it? So managers, they will delegate their power, but they will not provide any information to support the take decisions to subordinate. Then absence of positive incentives. They are working, but they are not taking any incentives, right? This will reduce the morale of the subordinates. Then absence of self-confidence. This one also same. right? They don't know the power behind their soul. They don't know what they can do. Okay, there are a lot of examples you can see, right? Lack of self confidence. The big elephants, they are tied by a small chain, right? But elephant can break it, no? Right? But they will not do. Okay, so this is some kind of thing, right? Absence of the self confidence. Then difficulty in decision making. Most of them, they don't have decision making abilities. Then poor superior subordinate relations. Then undue interference by the superior. Once we delegate the power, we should not finger at every time. We should let him to exercise his power. But there are some managers, they are delegating the powers to subordinate, but always they are fingering. Okay, so we have been exposed. So these are the barriers of the managers and the subordinate in the in the concept of delegation of power. I hope this is clear. Right, this one, this is most important part, and this is like Greek, isn't it? It's very complicated diagram, the crisis and solutions of organizational life cycle, isn't it? So, but this is not a big deal. Okay, if you try to symbolize or try to understand critically, logically, so this diagram is not a big thing. Okay, so but anyway, if the question come, it's better to practice this diagram. Then you can get a maximum mark for this question rather than writing. Okay, but if you can write, it's also accepted, I think, right? So here you can see, once it comes to the organizational life cycle, in people also we have life cycle, no? Small baby, and then we are coming to the teenagers, and then adults, right? And then we are going to the old people, right? So we have life cycle. Same like that, organizations also have life cycle, right? So here we can see there are four type of stages in organizational life cycle. The first one is entrepreneurial stage. Here you can see number one in x-axis, right? The second one is collective or collectivity stage. The third one is formalization stage, and the fourth one is elaboration stage. So these are the four stages in the organizational life cycle. Okay, in here you can see in y-axis it's coming under small to large company, right? Once it come to the x-axis and the y-axis, there is some relations. In the first stage, right, entrepreneurial stage, this organization is small, right? Here, this stage occurs during the early formation of an organization of business. Early stage, early formation. It is characterized by the entrepreneurial spirit and the effort of the founders to establish the venture. So, once the business started as a new one, it need creativity, isn't it? To penetrate the market, right? To grab the opportunities in the market, they need new innovations. The focus is on developing a viable business idea, securing initial funding, and laying the foundation for the organization's future. So these are the things we have to consider about this stage. Okay, what? developing viable business idea, securing initial funding, and laying the foundation for the organization future in the first stage. So for that, the founders need creativity. So what is the crisis in this stage? Needs for the leadership. This is the crisis. So here in the first stage, they have to consider about the leadership with the innovations. Okay, I hope this is clear. Once it comes to the second stage, collective or collectivity stage, you can see the business size in the y-axis, it has gone up, right? In this stage, the collective stage is characterized by the growth of the organization and the formation of the collective identity. Formation of a collective identity, right? Because in here your business is expanded, you have some kind of considerable amount of the employees, considerable amount of the managers, something like that. So you need a collective identity as a business. Okay, so at this point the organization begins to expand its workforce and individuals come together as a team, right? There is an emphasis on the collaboration, defining roles and responsibilities, and developing a shared culture and the values. So once you expand your workforce, right, you have to focus on the collaboration and defining roles and responsibilities for the each individuals and developing a shared culture and the values for the organization in collective stage. In here, you can see provision of clear direction. It's critical in this stage because your business is expanding, your workforce is expanding, right? So you are establishing collective team here. So what is the crisis here? Need for delegation with control. So once you expand your workforce, you have to delegate the owner, right? Owner has to delegate his power to the subordinate, right? Because he can't do alone. I hope this is clear. Collective stage, right? So third stage, formalization stage. In the formalization stage, right, you can see the size also increased, grown up in y-axis, right? So in the formalization stage, the organization puts structures and process in place to facilitate efficiency and consistency. Now you have expand your workforce, right? So you have delegate the power in this formalization stage. So you have to ensure the efficiency and consistency and effectiveness of your organization. This includes establishing formal policies, procedures, and systems. Right? Clear? In this stage, you have to clearly mention about the standard operating procedures, policies, company policies, such kind of things. Right? Because in here, then this role and responsibilities are clearly defined and there is a focus on standardizing the operations and the decision making. So here we, in the last question also, we discussed about the unstructured and the structured decisions, isn't it? So here in structured decisions, we talk about they are repetitive routine, right? So for that we need standing operating procedures, policies, and such kind of directives for the subordinates or the employees. Right, that is why it's mentioned here as a crisis, need to deal with too much red tapes. Red tapes are here refer as a operating procedures or the policies, right? So here you can see addition of internal systems, right? We have to add standing operating procedures, formal policies, systems to our internal systems. formalization stage. I hope you are clear now. Then the next one is elaboration stage. So now business is in the top in y-axis. Okay. So elaboration stage involves further refinement and development of the organization systems, practices and strategies. So here we have to refined the development of the organizational systems, practices and strategies. So here that we discussed about the cooperative strategies, business level strategies, they are coming into play here, right? So the crisis is need for revitalization, right? Refinement and development of the organization system. So here it is characterized by a continuous improvement mindset and commitment to the innovation. So we have to establish innovative culture. The organization seeks to adapt to changes in the external environment, expand its offerings, and explore new markets or opportunities in this stage. Right? So that's why it's mentioned here development of treatment as a solution. So I hope you are clear with this organizational life cycle now. There are 4 types of stages, right? Entrepreneurial stage, collective stage, formalization stage and elaboration stage. Once it come to the crisis and the solutions, in first stage you can see the crisis is need for the leadership. As a solution it need creativity or the innovation. In second stage, as a crisis you can see need for delegation with control, right? And as a solution, provision of the clear directions. In third stage, crisis is need to deal with too much red tape, right? As a solution, adherence to internal systems, standard operating procedures, new policies and new systems. In fourth stage, need for revitalization, right? Refinement as a crisis. So development of teamwork is a solution. Here in next, streamlining and continue maturity and decline, this kind of things are appeared. So this is the organization crisis and solution of organizational life cycle. I hope this is clear to you now. Right, what are the next question? So what are the 4 leadership styles proposed by the life cycle theory? Right. So what do you mean by the leadership? So leadership is the ability of influence the behavior of others in a group or organization. Ability to interfere or influence the behavior of others in a group or organization. You should be able to, as a leader, influence or change the behavior of your subordinates to achieve your organizational objectives. That is the leadership. So here there are a lot of models, right, and theories. For example, what? There are a lot of theories. Okay. So then trade theory is one of that, and life cycle theory is one of that, managerial grid theory. So there are a lot of theories. So here we are going to discuss about the life cycle theory. So life cycle theory of leadership proposes 4 leadership styles that are based on the maturity of development level of the followers, right? So these styles were initially put forth by Hersey and Blanchard and are often refers to as the situational leadership model, right? There are some there's a concept called situational leadership, right? Situational leadership is based on the leading as the situational change. Okay, so there are 4 types of leadership style as a life cycle theory. So they are directing, then coaching, supporting and the delegating. Right, directing. The directing style is suitable when followers have low competence and low commitment to the task at hand. Directing style is suitable when followers have low confidence and low commitment to the task. If you think your subordinates or your followers are low competence and low commitment to the task, so you have to perform the leadership style as a directing. Okay, you have to direct, you have to guide them always, right, to take them to the correct path. Coaching. The coaching style is appropriate when followers have low competence but high commitment. They have low competence but they have high commitment. Then you have to perform the coaching leadership style. Coach. Coach means sometimes you have lot of commitment but you have lack of competence. So you have to improve the competence because they have the high commitment, right? So then you have to act as a coach. Then supporting. Here, when the followers have moderate to high competence but variable commitment, then you have to support them. Your followers have moderate to high competence but little bit lack of commitment. So then you have to support them. Okay. Then delegate. So suitable when followers have competence and high commitment. Okay. If your followers are competent and committed, then you can delegate your powers. So for leadership styles, directing, that means your followers have. So here you can see two keywords. You can identify two keywords: competence and commitment. Okay, directing, low competence, low commitment. Coaching, low competence, high commitment. Supporting, moderate to high competence but little bit low commitment. Delegating, high competence and high commitment. Right? Try to put these theories in a logical way to your mind, right? Okay. Right. Next question. Describe different followers, types of followers. Okay. So this is the kind of followers you can see: independent, critical thinking. Here pragmatic survivor is middle, right? In passive, active, dependent and uncritical thinking. Here top you can see there are four types of followers: alienated, effective, passive and conformist. So these are the four types, right? In left and right you can see active and passive as well: independent, critical thinking, dependent and uncritical thinking, right? So let's see one by one. Who is the passive followers? Tend to be competent and unassertive. They typically do what they are told without questioning or offering their own ideas or such. Passive followers are, if the superiors tell something to do, they will just do whatever the thing his superior is asking him to do, without question or without implementing his own ideas, like puppets. Okay? Right. Conformist. They will prioritize fitting it and maintaining harmony within the group. They align themselves with the majority opinion and avoid challenging the status quo and expressing dissenting views. In here, they always try to respect to the majority opinion and avoid challenging. Right? They listen to the majority opinion and they are not going to challenge. They just accept whatever the majority are accepting. Okay? Right. The alienate followers, they feel disconnected, dissatisfied, okay, with the organization or its leadership. They may display low morale, lack of motivation, and a negative attitude. Okay? Then pragmatic followers, practical and opportunities in their approach. Right. Okay. Right. Let's see one by one again. In simple manner, passive followers, they will do whatever the things their superior they asked to do without questioning or without implementing their own ideas. Conformist, they always respect to the majority opinion and they are not going to challenge. Alienate, they are always dissatisfied and disconnected with the organization and the leadership. Okay, pragmatic, they are opportunistic and practical with their approach. I hope this is clear. Right. Okay, the next question is describe two motivational theories. Here in motivational theories, there are a lot of theories, right? And this question also you can repetitively see in the all the question papers. So this is mastery point, right? So content theories and the process theories, there are two types of theories, motivation theory. So in here in content theories, you can see Maslow hierarchical needs, and there are a lot of then Herzberg two factors theories. Those two theories are very well familiar to us, right? In the content theories and in process theories, so there are a lot of theories, right? So Adams equity theory and Locke's goal setting theory, such kind of theories. So here in motivation theories, you can easily define this Maslow theory and the then Herzberg two-factor theory, right? In Maslow theory, the first stage is psychological needs. That means basic needs: water, food, shelter, and sleep. Once you achieve that, then the people, they want safety and security. Before going to safety and security, they need the psychological need, basic needs, right? Once you achieve the safety and security, then belongingness and love, then self-esteem, and finally self-actualization, right? So this is very easy theory to understand. You can go ahead by yourself. So Herzberg two-factor theory also same. There are two factors, right? Motivators and the hygiene factor and the motivating factor. There are basically two factors. So hygiene factors always lead into job satisfaction, and the motivation factor, it's if you are not achieving the motivational factor, then motivators, right? Then it's lead to the job dissatisfaction. Sorry, it should be other way around. Improving the motivators factors increase the job satisfaction, right? Motivation, force, achievement, recognition, responsibility, work, advancement, personal growth, that kind of things, right? Job satisfaction, it deal with the motivators, and job dissatisfaction of may deal with the hygiene factors. So hygiene factors: working conditions, co-worker relations, policies, supervisor quality, wages and salaries, right? So though these are based on the deal with the job dissatisfaction, right? So you can go ahead more with this Herzberg two factor theory, right? Process theory, equity theory. So equity theory developed by J.S. Stacey Adams focus on the perceptions of fairness of social exchanges. It suggests that individuals are motivated when they perceive fairness in the ratio of their inputs. It's very simple, no? It should be balance between the inputs and the outputs. What I put into my job, time, ability, loyalty, skills, so that should be equal to what I get from my job: pay, bonus, perks, benefits. So this is process theory. Equity theory is simple. So that's all about the question answer sessions of today. So thank you very much.